Whoa! Sorry about that. Okay, so you can see that I've made a lot of progress on this house. I actually think I completely completed this room. So you can see I added some stoneware tables with like plates and everything to make it look all kitchen-y. Little blue flower there and a painting. And I just realized that I placed these cabinets upside down. I'm gonna have to fix that later. So I put up a table with some plates and some tablecloths, which I do plan on C-framing into the table itself, so they're like not so thick and protruding everywhere. Like, nobody has tablecloths that thick, you know? So, and about this window in my last video, which I know was completely too long and boring. I'm sorry about that, I didn't know I was going on that long. So anyways, I did have it being able to go up and down like a normal window would. But when I copied it and then pasted it over here, this window piece right there wanted to go over there and just go up and down really fast, and I couldn't stop it. It just kept going. So I eventually had to delete it and remove the script because it kept coming back. So I don't know if it was a glitch in the system or my script was just wrong. But what I think was the X and Z values of this window were the same as this window in the script. So it told this piece to go over here. So if that's the case, I'm going to have to add a script where it will equal the C-frame value will equal the positioning of the brick, but the Y value will stay the same so that it doesn't change. So it can still complete its function, but not just pop up over there every time I click it, which is annoying. So about this right here, I plan on turning this later on into an incendiary bomb. At least that's how I think you say it. So basically, you come over here, see buttons, and click them, and fire bursts everywhere, and everybody gets obliterated. And then I'll laugh at you. Over here, I'm in the beginnings of creating a fireplace. But what I'm going to make this fireplace do is you step on this, and fire goes everywhere, and everybody gets obliterated. Just like my oven. My house is going to be full of death traps, and the first of which is over here. So I'm going to make the actual buttons like be completely transparent so that you can't see them and get into my house, so that I can still laugh at you when you die. But over here, not everything is completely set up yet. I still have to make this uncan collidable, and the same with this button, so that people just don't jump on the button and then over the fence. Did I just jump over the fence without on? Never mind. I did, didn't I? Anyways, so I know that when people first see a door, now everybody has these green and red buttons. So when you see the button, you're like, oh dude, that's how I get in there. Oh. And then you just die. It'll be funny. So how it works is I already have the script up, but it's the same as the window. It's still a on-click function, but it goes into the instance and tells the instance to add a new part, which will be explosion. So the instance is the game that you're currently in. It affects the server, but not the game itself. So basically, it's hard to explain, but the game, what happens in the game is permanent. When you save the game, that's always going to be there. But with the instance, it's what's happening right now. So it doesn't save, it just waits for something to happen to make another thing happen, which will not be permanent. So when you add in a new part, like explosion, you have to give it a parent. So I gave it the parent game.workspace. So I already explained to everybody what a parent was, but for those of you who didn't see that video, a parent is something that's grouped into. So right now, all of this right here is the game. You have the workspace, the players, the lightning, the GUI, starter packs, debris, teams, and the sound service. That's all the game. Now the workspace is contributed to the 3D plane of the game, the interactive part of the game. So when you put something in here, it pops up on the 3D plane. So now that it has a parent, I can change its attributes. So the blast radius is going to be 10, blast pressure, and the position, I found this new way of adding the position, but what I always did was I found the part, and which would be the plate, which is what people are going to be standing on to die. It has a position value, if it would highlight. So what I would always do was I would say position equals parentheses XXX, and that's like just too long. It's like not cool. So I did it the cooler way and said game.workspace.theclick, then plate, and then the position value of the. Oh my god! I just broke it. Now I fixed it. What? I'm having a bad day today. There we go. So I told it that the position of the explosion will be equivalent to the position of the plate, instead of just giving it in parentheses, the plate. So with that said, the explosion is going to happen right here. So when somebody comes up and is like, oh my god, a button, they will die. So I had to keep the explosion small. I know like a 10-bit radius is like nothing, but that's so everything didn't blow off the map and it could still stand there and look awesome. So I've had some ideas about adding a C right here, but this big plate isn't going to be here when I'm done. I'm going to add some terrain and trees and dirt and things to mess with. And my idea for the C was that I noticed how people's Cs, they always have a block, and then they put a mesh in it, and then they make the mesh big, and that's their C. Or, for those who like to create lots of lag, just make a really big brick and make it uncan collidable. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add C-frame values to the C, so that every couple of seconds the C will have a wave. I'm going to have a block come from over there. It's going to come towards this island and then just roll like a wave with the C-frame script. So instead of just having a big blue brick that you can fall through, I'm going to make the C actually look more alive and realistic. And the same goes for my... Oh my god, I just killed myself. I was actually going to do the same thing with my sink, which I actually got the idea from. I was looking at my sink and thinking about how lame that water looked when I said, hey, if I put a trigger plate right here and somebody just walks in and hits it and initiates a function that will change the C-frame values of these to make them tilt back and forth, it would look like somebody was actually making the water move. So I was thinking, why don't I just do that with a C and just make the C look even real? Another idea I had was I know how people can add sounds, so I was thinking, why don't I have an AI and record voices and give the AI some sounds, instead of just like having a big question mark over somebody and clicking it, and then you get words. Why not just actually have a voice? But I'm going to have to talk to some of the Roblox administrators about that, because I know they're going to have issues with that, because, oh my god, it's a voice! You're encouraging violence! So I'm going to have to talk with like Builderman or whatever about that. So, and I'm going to have some cars that are going to go around here. I'm going to have the car itself, but put a position value in it, which is... Actually, I'll just show you guys something to copy. So you ungroup all of this, and then you have something here like this, and you have a position value. Where'd it go? There, body position. And this if you give the body position the same position as the block, you could actually make it float, which just floated somewhere. There it is. So right there, you can have a brick want to be somewhere. So if I add a script into a car, that will change it on triggers. So right here is where I'm going to put the triggers. So right here, I'm going to change the body position to go this way. When it hits the trigger, it will change. I'm going to go that way. And I can make the cars go wherever I want them to, and it'll look like real traffic. So that is it for today. I will be back tomorrow with new updates. Goodbye.